This week on Vegas Inc., our gas price is about to slam the brakes on the Valley's recovery. We'll have details on a slump in drive-in traffic. Plus, will the move to restrict some slot bars be a boon to others? We'll tell you why some bars could fetch higher prices. And are non-attorneys cutting into the legal business? We'll find out. Vegas Inc. is next.
This is Vegas Inc. with Dana Gentry and Jeff Gillen. We're minding your business.
A local attorney says imposters are competing with lawyers. We'll hear from a cut-rate attorney at odds with what he says are unqualified competitors. We'll be right back. A Las Vegas attorney says his profession is under assault from people who are practicing law without the training and credentials to do so. Adam Stokes of Half Price Lawyers is here to talk about it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us, Dana.
Okay, so you say people like notaries, paralegals, petition typists, even the traffic ticket services, they are illegally practicing law. Tell me why.
Some of them are. Dana, the issue is when somebody goes and they seek to seek legal assistance and they think they're speaking with a lawyer, they should in fact be speaking with a lawyer. The Supreme Court of Nevada has looked at this issue and decided that to be a lawyer or the practice of law is involved when decision making of a lawyer is required. So what does that mean? The decision to undertake a legal representation.
But I don't need a lawyer to type up a petition or to notarize something.
Correct. But applying the law to a set of facts in order to bring about or attempt to bring about a certain result for you. But what is happening here in our city is we have this major problem with non-lawyers who have gone beyond the bounds of being simple typing services. We have paralegals who don't advertise, quote, I can type papers for you, which is what they are qualified to do, but I will do your divorce. I will do your bankruptcy. These are legal results. And a lawyer cannot guarantee a legal result, and neither can a non-lawyer. That's the purpose of the licensing, so that a person who is academically qualified and intellectually qualified to handle the task is the person that the client is receiving legal advice from.
Isn't this just kind of a natural result, though, of the practice of law being out of reach, justice being out of reach for most people? So somebody else has stepped in and given you competition?
I'm glad you bring that up. This problem was never so obvious to us until we started Half Price Lawyers in '09, and we've seen around 12,000 new clients since then. And what became really obvious is was the lack of access to attorneys for most people because they simply couldn't afford it, or the lack of access to good attorneys because people simply couldn't afford it. So they are turning to these notary publics. So now a lot of the same folks who went and they spent $3,000 on a divorce with a notary public or with a paralegal and they're still not divorced, or someone who tried to go through a bankruptcy, or an old lady whose husband passed and she's trying to do the probate on her husband's estate. They come to us after spending thousands of dollars. Not being able to get anywhere because people don't know what they're doing. I sent out a letter to all the members of the state bar recently on this issue because I'm very passionate about it, about trying to fix this. And it was about what I thought was the breakdown in the regulation or in the enforcement of the laws against these non-lawyers, because it is in fact a crime. And I think the breakdown comes because the state bar has the ability to prosecute these cases.
Why don't they?
Well, I think, and without saying, and I'm not saying anything negative about them at all, I think it's just purely a funding and resources issue. And on the other end, we have another regulatory scheme. It's the criminal authorities, the district attorney's office and the city attorneys. They have it within their rights to prosecute these folks as well.
Why aren't they doing it?
Well, I think there's also the same budgeting issue, but I think what happens when you have an overlap of jurisdictions, the state bar could do something about this, and so could the criminal authorities. If you call the police about it, they say call the state bar.
One thing the criminal authorities have done something about is the disbarred lawyers who have been practicing in the community. Have you found that they are involved in these practices too?
Well, we actually do have some cases. This, I believe, it's not the central focus of what we're talking about and trying to bring about, the changes that we're doing here. But the point is, if you're not a licensed attorney to practice law in the state, you shouldn't be practicing law. When you go to a lawyer and you think they're a licensed attorney, they should be. It shouldn't be a paralegal, notary public, or even for that matter, a lawyer from another state who's not licensed here, or a Nevada lawyer who was disbarred here. That I heard so many interesting stories when I sent out this letter to all the members of our community talking about lawyers who were sitting at the Ask a Lawyer help desk at the family court, and a paralegal came up and asked for help, asked a question, how could they fix a case that they had screwed up? They were working on somebody's case for them as a lawyer.
We are out of time. I appreciate you being here. That's all the time we have this week. And in case you missed the program, you can go to vegas.com and vegasinc.com and check it out.